Hi, this is Scott Varilek coming to you, Koima Varilek Trading, Sioux Center, Iowa. Got just some cattle market update here for you. To look at the week finishing here, we had following a pretty good rally, $5 to $6 rally in the live cattle futures, good performance out of the feeder cattle. A little bit of a setback towards the end of the week. Market found itself a little bit overbought, and we've been seeing the structure for quite some time that the futures are rallying, trying to put some premium in there, thinking the market's going to go higher. But when we come up to that front month, it's just not quite ready yet. The live cattle, the cash market has been pretty stagnant, sideways. It takes a lot of weeks to try to get just a dollar rally out of it. We had some 124, some 125 this last week. The 125 is a nice little uptick there on some pretty large size show lists. Now that 125, one thing to note is it's a pretty big string of cattle. Take the bids, still no schedule on when they go yet. So that inability to try to get cattle to move quickly is still a little bit of a problem there. And I don't think the packers are dummies. They see the choice select spread. There's excellent incentive for choice product. And to get more choice product, that means keep them on feed for more days. So the longer that they can keep them sitting in that feed yard, putting on the extra pounds, that's more choice product they get. So to the benefit of the packer, that's one way for them to try to get us to feed a little longer to get more choice product. So yeah, 124, 125, that's about $1 higher than we were a week ago. I think there's hopes that we can move the needle further. But once we started to settle for some of those prices, I think the futures got ahead of themselves just a little bit and had to pull back some. We had gotten Dece cattle up over 130 decently, and as we draw closer to Dece, it steps back. October contracted, faced some deliveries this last couple of weeks. The South was delivering against the October futures board. Maybe it's a little bit of a basis play by a large corporate here to try to keep the futures price down because that's what they want to do, makes their extra dollar on the basis. It chases all the long speculators out of the market to trying to be long. So there was no deliveries coming into Thursday. That we'll see going forward. We've seen a good over 50 deliveries already on the board, so some pressure coming from that. Open interest on the live cattle is pretty small. It's a tight number, well under 300,000, right around the 287,000 number. That's a small number of traders that are trading cattle. And when we have that small of a number, the funds can really do what they want to. The algorithm kind of traders can. When we bump that number over 300,000, it's a little harder for them to make weird intraday moves that probably don't matter to the market as much. But the funds are just not yet here trying to be interested in the market. We do have this premium structure where the further out you go, the higher price cattle are on the board. We think things are going to get better. But as I said before, when we get to that front month time frame, it's just not quite there yet. We've got a lot of optimism because the demand is so good. And we still think we can get a piece of the pie. That's an ongoing fight. You'll hear me talk about that often. So we got a cattle on feed report coming out. I don't expect any major numbers, little increase in placements, probably pretty steady to a year ago on feed. And the marketing's probably a touch back. Cattle weights this last week were a little alarming. We're 5 pounds up week over week on steer carcasses. So something to watch there. We're only 7 to 9 pounds below a year ago on carcass weights for steers. And that last year is we're comparing to when we were backed up with COVID and trying to get cattle slaughtered. So the fact that we're even close to that number is a little bit disappointing. So there's some nuggets for you. Hope you have a good week.